Hey y'all. So this is actually my fourth time, I think, making this video. Yeah, I was trying to edit this, like I already did it completely. I was trying to edit it, and I realized the recorder I use for the microphone, because I don't have anything like downloaded professionally on this computer, like just made it sound really bad because the keyboard keys are too loud, and I was dumb and didn't test it out beforehand. So yeah. So hopefully this will be the last time, and even if it's bad, I'll probably still post it. Okay, so what I'm doing today is editing a experimental film. I am currently getting my BFA in experimental cinema. However, this one was not a project for class, even though I should be working on stuff for class, because my classes just started this week and I already have like a ton of homework and things I need to get started on. But yeah, this is just gonna be like a film I'm working on, and I just thought the keyboard sounds would be nice. Hopefully I'm not too loud or too quiet, because the soundtrack, the sound design that I put for this is blasting in my ears, and I'm really bad at regulating how loud I am. But yeah, basically, this is a film that I want to submit to some film festivals. I was gonna show the screen while I was editing it, but I'm really self-conscious because I'm not like an editor, so I'm worried that like someone who's good at editing is gonna see me doing this and like I'll look stupid or something. I guess it's kind of silly. I do go to film school. But yeah, I recently have gotten into editing a lot more. Now that I'm making my films completely on my own, instead of like working in a group, since I don't really do narrative films. So this film I'm working on right now, I shot this 2 years ago actually in my old apartment in my bathtub, and it's just sort of like my personal commentary, I guess, on the relationship of like gender and the feeling of otherness. I identify as non-binary, so a lot of my work sort of explores the feeling of being the other, which I'm sure a lot of people can relate to. I just think it's interesting how so many people can feel different, and yet, like, no one ever really feels like they can fit in anyway. So this is just sort of like glitched video files that I layered over each other. I know you can't see it, but I'm just gonna describe it anyway. Yeah, it's just abstract shots of things I shot in my bathtub, with some lines of a poem that I wrote, put over it in subtitles. So yeah. So recently, for my BFA program, or I guess the last year you could say, I've been working mostly with analog film. I really like working with film, but it was very intimidating to start with. If you're at all familiar, doesn't take a battery. Basically, you wind it up, you get about 30 seconds worth of film at a time, and you have to wind it up again. The inconvenient thing is that these cameras are very heavy because they have a lot of mechanical pieces inside, and especially the Bolex because it has like the little rotary moving on the outside, so it makes it it just makes it hard to hold. But yeah, I really love working with film. I'm very excited to shoot a new project in a couple weeks on film. It's gonna be on Super 8, I think. It's just gonna be like a small exercise for my class before we start on final projects. But yeah, I'm very excited to work on it. I literally made myself a new cup of tea and everything for this because I was like, I am not going to shoot this without another cup of tea. I'm not really editing right now. I'm more just like looking through it to make sure the timing is like what I want. It's just sort of reviewing it before I export it, and maybe get some friends or professors to look at it, you know. If the sound maxes out and starts like glitching or some shit, I'm not editing it. I'm done. This is the final video. Yeah. You'd think for someone who's going to film school I'd have a better grasp on recording sound, but I don't. I feel like a lot of people go to film school would agree that sound is like not taught as much as like cinematography or I don't know. I've only ever had one class about sound, and it wasn't like super informative in terms of like recording. It was more about sound editing, which is fine, but you know, here I am using like a $20 microphone. I shouldn't expect much anyway. So in this, I corrupted a lot of the video files on purpose so they'd glitch, and I really love using glitching in video art. Because it's just sort of, you know, it abstracts the form, I guess is like the fancy way of saying it, but basically it makes you aware that what you're seeing is not real life. I just think that concept is so cool. So I use it a lot because I think it's so interesting to think about like how we watch videos and movies nowadays, and it's all just pixels. It's all just like pieces of teeny tiny microscopic little bits of information I personally like better than Adobe, which I know is pretty popular. Um, it's free to use, which is really cool, and it functions basically the same as Adobe. Um, so I've been using DaVinci for a while. I really like it. If you want to get into editing, or you want to start editing your own videos, and you don't want to pay money for like a nice editing suite, and you want to learn like something more high-end or professional, I really suggest getting DaVinci. I really like it. It's not sponsored by DaVinci yourself, but I wish it was. I personally really hate slurping sounds, but this tea is really good. So I'd say my main concern with this right now is the pacing, but I'm not really sure what else I'd want to do. So I think I'm going to export it and get some opinions. I don't have a good title for this. I'm not really good at that. I'll play Alien for right now. So now I'm just letting the video render. I'm using my partner's computer, so it's a lot faster than my like shitty little laptop. He actually built this whole thing himself. I know nothing about computers, so I think it's really impressive, and I really like using it to edit my stuff when he's not home. I would love to do more ASMR videos about like experimental film because it is like my biggest passion in life. I'm a huge nerd, and I could talk